Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to be doing a fuel filter on my 2013 Mk6 Volkswagen GTI. Believe it or not, there is not a maintenance interval for the fuel filter. Now, what that means is it'll never get replaced unless you just feel like doing it, which is kind of crazy to me because at the end of the day, it's a filter, and what happens to filters? They get clogged. So I kind of have a reason that I'm doing it today. I'm at 90,000 miles, and at times under acceleration I have a hiccup when I'm driving. It's not a misfire, it's not turbo lag, it's nothing like that. It's just a random hiccup, like the engine is being starved of fuel. I've got no faults, so I'm just going to start with something simple and cheap like the fuel filter. Now, as far as tools that you're going to need a Phillips head screwdriver, a mini 90-degree pick if you have weak fingers like me, and then some gloves unless you want to smell like gasoline all day, and then of course the fuel filter. You're also going to need some kind of catch pan to catch the gasoline. Now, if you're going to be doing this on the ground, you're going to need something like this. Alright, so right now I'm underneath the vehicle looking at the passenger rear wheel. So if we just go a little bit in front of the wheel, the fuel filter is pretty easy to access. It's right there next to the fuel tank. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to take 3 lines loose and then a Phillips head screw. And then there's this bracket that goes around the fuel filter. It just kind of loosens up right here, and then you can slide the filter out. So 1 line, 2 line, 3 line. And the way you get these lines off is there's a little push in tab right there. You push those in while at the same time you're pushing this towards the filter. So push towards the filter, push this in, and then you can pull the line off. Now, it's kind of hard to do while I have the camera in my hand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of just loosen those up off camera and just have them sitting there, and then I'll, finish the rest of the job on camera. All right, so just a little tip. When you break the first line loose, you will get sprayed because there is residual pressure behind it. There's actually a pressure valve in here that keeps pressure up to the high pressure fuel pump, so that when you get in the car for the first time and crank it up, there's already pressure being supplied to the high pressure fuel pump, so it'll crank right up. So yeah, I completely forgot about that, and I got sprayed in the face. So yeah, just a tip. So here we go. I'm going to take these lines off now. They're already loose. I did that off camera. Okay. And this one. Okay. And then you take that Phillips out. Okay, so there's going to be a little lineup bracket that holds that pin right there, just to keep it centered. So you're just going to have to kind of get it out of that, like that. I don't know if you can see, but you just get that pin out of there, and then kind of wiggle it past the bracket. You might have to turn the filter a little bit, and then that's it, really. It's just going to come right out. And that's it. So if you notice, there's arrows right here. That's going to be pointing towards the front of the vehicle. So you just want to make sure that when you put the new one in, it's the same way. So you've got the one towards the front and then the 2 towards the back. And then when you go back in, you just have to line up this pin back in that bracket. So I've got the new one right here. Just take these caps off. And then slide it up in there. And then you gotta get that pin lined up. And that's it. So now we just snap the lines back on. It's a good idea if you don't do this too often. It's a good idea to maybe take like a Sharpie marker or something and make 2 lines on this line, and then put 2 lines on the filter, on the old filter, and then maybe 1 line on this one, and then 1 line on the filter, just so you know where it goes. All right, so all 3 lines are snapped in correctly, and then I've got the pin lined up right there. The arrow is facing forward. So now I just need to put my screw back in. So you just take your screwdriver, feed it up in there, and that's it. All right, so the next thing you want to do is you want to cycle the key. So you want to turn the key to the on position without starting the engine, and you want to do this about 2 to 3 times. And what this is doing is it's turning on the in-tank fuel pump. So if you listen carefully, when you turn the key on, you'll hear it in the back seat. So what this is doing is it's building fuel pressure up to the high pressure fuel pump. And then after about 2 or 3 times of doing that, you can start the engine. Once you start the engine, and if it seems like it's running okay, you just want to get out of the car and then just go and double check real quick, make sure it's not leaking at the fuel filter where you just made the repairs. So 1, 2, 3. All right, so I've got the engine running and I'm just double checking for leaks. There are no leaks, so this is a job well done. All right, that wraps up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You know the deal at this point. Like, share, subscribe. If you know of anybody that you think would benefit from this, please share. I appreciate all your time, you guys. Peace.